In the bid to stabilize the Nigerian economy in 2013 and the future, a lot of questions have been raised following the escalating inflation rate, high interest rates, the poor foreign exchange earnings, and the presupposed failure of the government's effort to induce growth in the country. A roundtable dialogue organized by the Save Nigeria Group at the first anniversary of the 2012 Nigeria Street protest against the culture of corruption was held recently in Lagos, Nigeria, where stakeholders, members of the Nigerian press, and economists gathered to deliberate on the monetary policy framework that underlies the setback in the Nigerian economy and the way out.
And see, when we talk about rates, we should not forget the fact that Nigeria is not just an island. And I want to say something about real positive interest rate, which is very, very critical in terms of looking at rates. Because you could have a rate that is very low while the inflation is high and the rate becomes negative and you know it's detrimental. So it is the whole essence of balancing this, which is why I'm still coming back to the issue of where we have to maintain a level of flow of liquidity in the system that is consistent, because it will be very injurious.
Boyo has a correct analysis of our economic problem. If they can't even take him into governance, can they even listen to him and apply what of those things the man have been writing about? I've been talking about. You listen to him clearly. He spoke in a very simple English of why we're having problem in our economic policies. How can you be earning money in dollars and you are giving naira, and you use the same naira to chase dollars, and you borrow at 12% and you're not doing anything with the money? Now they tell you that they have made provision for farmers. How many farmers have access to those credits, those money that has been dedicated for farmers? Nobody has access to it. It's all about politics. So there is a problem with economic policies, and the people who are running our economy, they are not brainy enough to run economic policy that will make Nigeria to be very efficient.
Observers and economists have argued that the present monetary policy is bringing down the economy.
What everybody is saying is that we are bounded by the Constitution. When the central bank wants to do something good, the Attorney General says, no, it's not in the Constitution. Don't do something good. It's a question of leadership. But the Constitution can only draw the kind of leadership we have. And to quote the communication director, he said we are only acting within the limits of the Constitution.
What is the proposed solution to these imbalances, and what is the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) saddled with the responsibility to stabilize the economy expected to do?
But unfortunately, the people who manage our economy don't appear to be sensitive to this. For example, they think that even if we increase our capital expenditure significantly, we'll be doing well. But how can you be doing well when the total of your capital expenditure is now 1.7 trillion in the 2013 budget? That's only about $9 billion. And $9 billion at a time that you need maybe $100 billion for power alone. So it should be clear to you that even if you spent the whole of your 5 trillion, both capital and recurrent, on infrastructural enhancement, you can only add minimally to infrastructure in Nigeria. And that should tell you that infrastructural enhancement that everybody keeps saying, government must do this, government, it's not realistic to expect government to do that because they don't even have enough money. But the real sector are supposed to be galvanized to do that. And how can the real sector be able to do this? When central bank performs its core mandate of price stability. In other words, bringing interest rates to maybe 2-3%, 4%, 5%, and also rate of inflation to 2 or 3%. Don't forget, inflation at over 10% or 12% is destructive to the economy. It doesn't encourage savings in any way. And all people who are involved in pension funds and things like that would shed tears in the end, because every year their income is being eroded by over 12%, basically. So you must be able to reframe the monetary payments model of your economy.
Analysts and economists have recommended that the CBN stop its monopolistic stronghold on the foreign exchange markets, reduce interest rates and inflation rates for a more viable economy in Nigeria. Elizabeth Okugo for LoveWorldPlus News.